Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I feel really stupid saying that. So I did a little poll yesterday asking you guys what you like to see a bit more of, and if you like what I'm doing now, or if you'd like me to mix it up a bit. So I'm going to read out the results for that poll now. So that was on my Instagram, which if you don't already follow is Lauren Daniel Harrison. I'll pop the link down below in the bio, in the description. I'll pop the link in the description. I don't know what it's called. So I put a little thing, filming another tutorial tomorrow. What would you guys like to see? I just want to know if you liked like my little quick clips, or if you prefer me to go in a bit more depth into what I'm doing. So yeah, I put more in-depth videos, and you put 100%, so I think like 25 to 30 people put more in-depth videos, not clips. So I put more in-depth or clips, so 100% of people put more in-depth videos, so here we are. Would you rather see glitter glam or neutral glam? This really surprised me. I thought people were more into like glitter and seeing more of like an extreme look that you could probably try at home, but neutral glam, I kind of had to Google that, because to me neutral's like cool colours that kind of go with everything, like a day-to-day glam that you could probably wear in the day and then put some lashes on and wear on a night out. So neutral glam, yeah, so I guess people want to see more of that, so we might do that today. My next one was, would you like to see more bronze glowy skin or full coverage, like how to cover up blemishes and scars and things like that. So 40% of people said bronzed glowing skin and 60% said full coverage, and I actually had some messages from friends, hi Taylor, saying that they would love to see some full coverage on how to cover spots and blemishes. So actually today is a perfect one. So I've broken out in a few spots because it's been my other half's birthday this week and we've eaten out pretty much every single meal. So my body's like, please stop now, it's enough sugar. 50% full coverage, so I think we'll probably do that today, and I'll probably go over what I like to use. My next poll was a dark lip or keep it nude. I love my nude lips, but I'm a bit worried that people think it's all I do, but everyone likes that apparently. So 24 people said a darker lip and 76% of people said keep it nude, so I guess that's what we'll do. My next one was, would you like to see a video on my skincare routine or a product breakdown? So I kind of go through every product that I use and explain why in the look I'm doing on that day. So 44% people said skincare and 56 people said product breakdown. So that's quite close, so I probably will do a video on my skincare routine another time. Would you like to see a video on a makeup haul, so what I buy and just unboxing and all that, or stick to tutorials, so if you just want me to do videos. So 62% of people said they want to see a makeup haul and 38 people said stick to tutorials. So I guess I'm going to have to do some shopping next week or the week after, which is fine, I can cope. I do need to stock up on a lot of things. Today I'm going to do a full coverage neutral look, so a bit of both out of my polls in this video. I'm going to focus on covering spots, like breakouts, scars. So I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but I've got acne scars on my cheeks. It doesn't really affect me, I don't really care about it, because at the end of the day everyone has skin problems, everyone has blemishes, things they don't like about their skin, and if you don't, you're one of the lucky ones. So it doesn't bother me anymore. It used to when I was younger. I used to wear like the thickest like MAC foundation all the time, that would cover up like any blemish, anything. Probably it would just be like a thick layer of foundation. So I want to show you guys how to cover up blemishes if you want to, without being caked in makeup, because I think sometimes people put so much on because they just want to cover everything, but really if you just use the right product you don't need to have like a full thick layer, and it took me a long time to work that out. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so every time I do my makeup I start by prepping my skin. I do this just so the makeup stays on longer, so it looks better, it just makes life a lot easier. I do this to look after my skin, because if you look after your skin your makeup's obviously going to look better in the long run, in my opinion. So yeah, I have my little bag of goodies. I take this when I do people's makeup, so when I'm working. I have the same kit, so what I like to use on myself, I use on my clients. I do it on purpose because I feel like if I like them, other people like them. Cotton pads, and I get my micellar water. I say this wrong all the time. I used to call it molecular water. Not sure why. The little mix one. I don't know why. I like the bottle. So yeah, micellar water. So now that's on, we go to our moisturiser. So I like to use L'Oreal Hydra aloe water. It's really cooling, the smell is amazing. All my clients comment on how nice this smells and feels. I use sensitive, dry and sensitive one, because I've got dry and sensitive skin. So yeah, I just pump this on the back of my hand. I'm running out, so it's a bit empty. So I do like 3, maybe 4 pumps on the back of my hand. So then I get my Real Techniques sculpting brush, as I like to brush it on my skin. I just put it on there and go for it. Yeah, I'm nice and moisturised now. I'd like to give it probably 5 minutes just to soak in, especially around the eyebrows, so I do them first. So I'm going to use the Max Factor Brow Shaper. It's all I probably ever use on myself. I used to be a gel kind of girl, but when I did my course up in St Helens with Laura Hitchin, she recommended pencil, and I have literally been swayed ever since. I'm going to use a little mirror. I'm hopefully not going to block my whole face with it. This is a Academy of Colour brow palette that I do use sometimes for my eyebrows if they really need drawing on, if they're really bad and they just need to be drawn on with gel. So I do use it, but I just love the mirror in it. It's really magnified, really clear. I can see what I'm doing really well. So yeah, let's do our eyebrows. So this colour, the colour I'm using today is brown. I do sometimes, this is brown. I do sometimes use deep brown, depending on how dark my makeup is. I do go probably 1 or 2 shades darker in my foundation sometimes. So if I do a dark foundation, I like to do a darker brow, just so it kind of goes together. If I do a really light brow, sometimes you can't even see it. So today we're using brown because I'm going to go true to colour. Yeah, let's get started. So when I'm doing my brows, I am going to talk over this bit as well. I like to brush up first, get that shape how I want it to be. I did wear makeup last night, and obviously I wiped it off, but there is still a little bit product left in my brow, because I just wanted to get to bed. And I just do a nice little line under my brow, just shaping the brow. So I start at this end, and I work my way down. Now I have quite a high arch. I don't like how high my arch is, so I do go a little bit lower where my arch is, just to make the brow a little bit thicker, just in the middle there. You'll see why I do that at the end. It just makes my brow a little bit more feathery. And it's just how I like them. Everyone has their own way of doing their own brows. This is just how I like to do mine. I kind of hope you guys can't hear my dog barking. She's actually asleep. But she's sleep barking. She does it every day. I don't know why. So yeah, carry your brow on down to the tail of your brow. And I like to draw past it, just for shape. That's the only reason I do that. So then I brush up again, make sure the shape is how I want it. I go over and bring it down. So yeah, I like that shape, so I'm going to carry on with my brow. So then I start in the middle of my brow and work towards the end of my brow, and I just do little hair strokes. And make sure you keep brushing up and checking that brow as you go along, because it's one of the things I do as well. I'll do my brow and not keep checking how it looks in another mirror, and I end up with a really blocked out brow, and I really like, and that's for some people. If you like a darker brow and it to be fully filled in, that's fine as well. I just prefer a feathery brow on myself, and just because I am quite fair, I just feel like it suits me, but that's personal preference. So over time I've had so many different eyebrows, so eyebrow looks, I've got the same eyebrows. I used to go for really dark, thick brows. That was probably only last year. I look back at photos and I'm like, what is my eyebrow doing? But I feel like everyone does that. Everyone changes makeup, how they look back and go, oh my gosh, why did I ever even do that? But yeah, everyone changes. You might watch this and go, I'll try that brow, and you might hate it. You might go, no, it's not for me, it's a bit too natural, or it may be a bit too dark, like some people do. Anything to eyebrows, which is absolutely fine. If you've got good brows, stick with your own brows. But mine are really blonde. They probably need tinting at the moment. I normally have them tinted probably every 6 weeks, tinted and waxed every 6 weeks, by my friend Beth, but they probably need doing now. So, hi Beth, I'm going to see you soon. So yeah, just keep going over. So there's a patch of my brow here that is a lot finer than the rest of my brow, so I tend to go over it just a little bit, just to join it up. So normally there's a gap from here to here, and I just kind of go over with the pencil, just joining them back up, and then I'll brush over it again just so it's not too dark, and then I'll sweep over it, bring it back to the shape I want it. And that's probably all I'm going to do to my brow today. I just want it really simple. You can obviously keep going over your brow if you want it a bit darker. This is just my really nice, easy, feathery brow, day-to-day look. But I'm probably just going to go a little bit where my arch is again, just because it's, as you brush, sometimes you can catch it and it does fade a little bit. So at the end I just like to go over what I'm doing. So that bit was a little bit dark there, it's just me pushing on a little bit much. So if I just brush really gently with the other end of this, you can just fade it back in. So don't worry if you got a little bit dark, you can always just go over again and you can brush it out. I'm going to quickly do this brow. I'm going to do exactly the same as this brow. So I'm probably not going to show me doing this other brow, but I'm doing it exactly the same. So, yeah. My brows are done. I've just watched back doing my brows in my video, obviously. Please ignore my hair. We're having a bad hair day. So I went out last night and it was washed and straight, and I think I just left too much conditioner in it last night when I washed it, because it's just, I can't do anything with it, and I'm growing it at the moment, so I really don't want to wash it again this morning and dry it out. I'd rather just leave it a little bit oily for today, and I'll wash it tomorrow morning again. Yeah. Next thing I do after my eyebrows is I cut out the shape. I've started using a new product. To me, it's not a new product, it's about a year old. It's by Plouise. It is her Base Pro, so this is it here. So she had a sale on, it was 50% off on her site, so I bought it just on a wing. I've had people recommend it to me before, but I was quite happy with what I was using as a base, and that was until I used this. Now I will probably spend the money and buy this every single time because it is fantastic. So what I do, I just put, you literally need a tiny bit. When I first started using it, I was using way too much, so I literally use probably that much. I'm going to use my Zoeva 234 Smoky Shader to cut out my brow. This is what I use. Other people use flat concealer brushes. I find this just as good. I have got a flat concealer brush. I just found it a little bit big and chunky to cut out my brow. So yeah, I'm just flattening the edge of this now because I want to cut out my brow quite nice and neatly. And I just go over the Plouise Pro Base. And I'm just going to start on this end. I'm going to cut out my brow and just go straight underneath and bring it out. So it's pretty easy. You just need to have quite a steady hand. For this, if you go wrong, it's not a problem. You can just make your brow. I tend to go just a little bit thinner. If I go completely wrong, you have to wipe your brow off. Underneath, just cutting out the brow, and I'm just going to make sure it's pretty even. It's pretty good. I'm just gonna, so yeah, that's just, I just line underneath and then I fill it in. So I just bring it down onto my lid. Tiny bit more product. I'm literally going over the same bit on my hand. And I'm just looking at the shape of my brow. I like this bit here, there's a tiny bump. I'm really OCD with my brows. If anyone's had their makeup done by me, they know I spend majority of my time on my brows, majority of time on the eyes, everything else takes me 5 minutes. Everyone says that, they're like, ooh, looking at the clock, like, ooh, it's gonna be like more than an hour. And then I'm like, as soon as the eyes and brows are done, I'm rapid, so. So yeah, like I said before, make sure you look at your brow from different angles. I'm pretty happy with that brow. I'm probably just going to tidy up down here a bit. That's better. Like I said, OCD about brows. I'll probably go back and hate it. Now I'm going to use my 142 Zoeva Concealer Buffer. I'm just going to go over the lid, just buff it all out and make sure it's all nice and even before it dries a little bit and goes patchy. So I just close my eye. And I literally tap, just not very hard, you don't poke anyone's eye out, and buffer up around the brow, over the bridge of your nose, and if you get any down here in your eye, I just buffer it out because I don't want any patches later on. So you're better, if you're ever worried about anything, buff it out, that's all I do. You don't want patches. Yeah, and just pat, 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 pat. You will need to go over this eye again before you put eyeshadow on. But for now, that's brow done. Like I said, I'm going to do exactly the same as this brow. I'm probably not going to show me doing this brow in depth. I'll probably just speed it up or something. So yeah, we'll just do the brow. Brows cut out, just make sure from a different angle that they like them. Yeah, I'm happy with those. I use the e.l.f. eyebrow gel. It does come with a eyelash gel as well, but I have no idea what to use that for. I never put gel in my eyebrows. So, as you can tell by the look of it, I only use one side, and it's the arrow side. And I just give it a good jig. So this was £3 from Superdrug. It was recommended by Charlotte, who works up in St Helens in the Laura Hitchens studios. Thank you very much. So she recommended this and I love it. £3, you really can't complain, and it just keeps them brows in place. I'm going to use my Carnival palette by Be Perfect, the Stacey Marie one. I'm going to open it and show you guys. It's very used. I use it all the time. So yeah, here it is, makeup all over it. So today I'm probably going to use Basic. It's one of my favourite ones, obviously Basic and Rowdy. As you can tell, I use all the time. But we're going to use my Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease in 231. I've already dunked it in, hence the colour of it. and we're just going to use that to go over the lid. I'm going to keep it quite rounded in my crease. I've got hooded eyes, so it literally will make the tiniest of difference. I'm not going crazy today, like I said, so we're just going to get started. Close my eye and circular motions, cover the lid. Open your eye and make sure you're staying where you want to stay. A little bit more product. And always stay in the middle and go back to it. That's one of the things I learnt on my 5-day course up in St Helens with Laura. Circular motions, keeping where you want to go. Always go back to the middle where your product is and go from there. Okay, so I've kind of got my shape now. I'm just rounding it round, staying in my eye socket. So my camera decided to turn off. That's great, thanks camera. So yeah, that's all blended out now. I'm just going to do the other eye exactly the same.
I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you. I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you, we're waiting. I waited for you.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of colour on my eyes. That's probably all I'm going to do to my eyes, but except for mascara. I expect a false lash epic. This is my own mascara, so I can use the actual brush for this. When I have clients, I use a different mascara, but I use a spoolie just to use the mascara because I don't want to pass on any jams, if anyone's got anything at all. So doing my mascara, so I do have LVL lashes, so they are naturally lifted and tinted. They were done quite a few weeks ago, they're now, so they've not as effective as they normally were. I'm just going to brush up on my lashes, blinking, getting a shape. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for my that's all I'm going to do for my lashes and my eyes, because we are focusing on skin today. So let's actually crack on with skin. So today we're doing high coverage. We're focusing on covering blemishes, spots, any scars. So I will be using the Maybelline Superstay foundation. I find this the best low budget foundation for high coverage. I'm going to be using Ivory today, that isn't bang on my skin tone. That's it, it's just bang on. True Ivory. I'm going to pump some on the back of my hand, next to where I put the plouise, so I have still got a little bit left on there. So you don't need too much. I've probably done about 4 or 5 pumps there, and I've just put it on the back of my hand. Ooh. Get your sponge. I use this is the LA Girl sponge. I really like it. I used to use beauty blenders, but they're so expensive and there's so many cheaper alternatives out there now. So we're using LA Girl sponge, and you dunk it in your foundation, and I'm going to go straight for it. So applying to the cheek. I always apply for my cheeks first. It's where all my scars are. So little bouncy movements. I always pull this face because I want to get in my crease of my nose. So foundation, keep bouncing around your face. I go with my ears. Everyone laughs when I do this. Make sure you go in the crease of your nose. And you probably can tell already that it's covering a lot. I have hardly used, I used 1 dunk and that's it. This is like covered pretty much, I know I've got a line now, but this has covered pretty much all my blemishes straight away. Still bouncing, bringing it down. because this is quite a true match, I just bring it down my neck. Just a little bit over here. So yeah, I'm running out of the product on my hand now, but I probably don't need that much more, probably just one pump. So I just go over my head, my forehead, down to my brow, trying not to touch my brow too much, but because we did use the gel on them before, they won't really budge, so don't worry too much. So my other camera just died, so I'm going to be recording off this camera now. I'm quite liking the picture a little bit more, so maybe this camera will be my new camera to film with. Thanks, Liam. I guess we carry on, we trip through. So, a little bit more foundation because I'm running out on my hand after changing all the cameras and everything. So yeah, dab a little bit more and then we carry on. So, got my nose there, a bit more on my forehead because that's where we left off. Try not to touch the brow too much, but like I said before, the brow gel should stop us from changing anything. Get really into that hairline, around your nose. As you can see, it's covered up all my freckles. I can't see any of my freckles anymore. And I really haven't used much of this product at all. I've used probably like 7 pumps, and they're quite small pumps, so I really can't see half my lip. Just making sure we got them ears, bringing it all down. Yeah, so that's the foundation. And as you can see, it's really high coverage. Didn't need much at all, didn't need to plaster it on. Everything is covered. You really can't see any of my blemishes that were really red. So that part of my foundation is done. Next I do concealer. So I use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. So I use shades 5, 10 and 20 on a daily basis, not obviously all on myself. I probably use 5 on myself, which is the lightest shade, or 10 depending on what foundation I use, but these two are what I use on myself, and 20 I use on people with the darker skin tone. Yeah, I get number 5 and I just under my eyes like this and bring it down, and I bring it quite low down onto my cheeks because like I said before, I've got acne scars there, so I do like a little triangle and then same onto the other side, so right under there and bring it down. Doesn't have to be like a perfect triangle shape, but it just normally ends up looking a bit like a triangle. Right under the eyes. Yeah, and then I put a little bit down the centre of my nose. A little bit on the top of my lip. Well, not on my lip, a bit before my lip, Cupid's bow. A little bit on my chin, and because I do have spots this today, I'm just going to go over them just one more time. They look fantastic. Yeah. Concealer, that all in with the same sponge used before. So this does have probably a little bit of product still left on it from the foundation and now the concealer. So just over there and then bring it right up under your eyes. I normally get, if I have a client, them get to look right up to the ceiling so that I don't get any in the eye. But yeah, just blend that all in. I love a bright under eye. It's my favourite. So yeah, just underneath, make sure you blend all that down, and then the same again on this side. So yeah, that's my full coverage. Didn't take long, not too many products on there. So now this is all on, I want to set it. So Mercier translucent setting powder. I use this every time I do makeup. It lasts so well. I've had this probably 3 months now, and I use it every day, and I use quite a bit of it. I cake it on. It's one of my high-end products. This is £30, but I genuinely feel like it's worth it. Let's put that on. The only thing I don't like about this product is that you have to tip it out. I just wish this wasn't on it and I could just use it. Speaking of, I use it every day. I think I might need some more. Use my Zoeva Silk Finish 102 brush, and I just dunk it in to my powder. And I carefully tap under my eyes, so The same on the other side. Just pretty much exactly the same as you did with your concealer, just a little bit of a triangle. I put it on the sides of my nose as well. I do go from the ear to the corner of the mouth, just to help contour your face. Some people don't need this. I've got a really, really round face, as you probably already can tell. So I do this just to help shape my face. I do get a little bit oily on my forehead, so I just do the middle and a bit on my chin just to set where that concealer went for my blemishes. So yeah, baking away. Very stained powder brush 106 from Zoeva. I start by brushing the powder from my ear to the side of my mouth off. So, and the other side, around my mouth, chin, top of my forehead, and then under the eyes. So looking right up, I just sweep it off underneath, both sides, and I just brush again one more time just to make sure any product I've left on is off. Now I'm going to go in under my eye with the same colours we used before. So I'm going to be using the Be Perfect Carnival Stacey Marie palette again, and this time using the same basic eyeshadow. Using the same brush as we used the first time, so the Luxe Petite Crease 231 Zoeva brush. And I'll just be going carefully under my eye, along my waterline, just to bring the colours all in together. And then same on this side. Just like that. So I'm using the Rimmel Scandal Eyes pencil in a colour I can't see anymore. It's like brushed off. I think it's just nude. I would just say this is a nude, just a nude pencil. And yeah, I get my little mirror out again. And I just bring my eye down and draw over my waterline, just to open my eyes up a little bit more. Just like that. And just like that. Very gently, I don't want them too dark because I haven't got any top lashes on. Over the bottom lashes. So just to enhance the eyes. That's literally what this is for. Yeah, that's all I'll do with mascara really. Bronzer is another thing I'm quite picky about. It's the one thing I will spend money on. Obviously not the one thing, but another thing I will spend money on to get a good product. I do use MAC. I use the MAC Dark Tan Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. So it goes well on everyone. It looks good on everyone. I'm going to use my powder 106 brush from Zoeva again, just to do my bronzer. So with my ear downwards, for our bronzer, just contour our cheeks. So it goes on quite nicely. And then I dab a tiny bit on my cheeks, not too much. Just to blend it all in. And the other side. Then using the same bronzer, I go around my forehead. Bringing it down. One thing I do that other people one thing I do that other people don't do, I go over my nose. I just like to do that. I will brush it off a little bit more because I've got a bit of a brown nose now. Then I go down my jaw. And down my neck slightly, so blend it all in. Just over the face a little bit, just to bronze you up. Now, if the bronze is a little bit too much for you, if you've gone a bit crazy, that I think I have a little bit on my nose, I'll get my original beauty blender with a little bit of product left on it, and I'll just dab, just a little bit, should turn it down a bit. Like that. Now that we're bronzed, I do like to use a little bit of blush just because of my skin tone. I do like blush on people. So today I'm going to be using the MAC Hush Tone Extra Dimension blush. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. This is recommended by Laura Hitchin. I saw it in one of her videos, so I went and purchased it because it looked beautiful. This is an original MAC brush before they went synthetic, or I think, yeah, before they went synthetic. This is real hair. I can't say it's got nothing on it anymore what brush it was. I bought it when I was living in Sydney. But yeah, I don't know what brush it is. I know it's an angled brush, but that's it. I bought it to contour with originally when I used to contour I used to contour with the Laura Mercier contour palette. I don't use that anymore, just went off it. But yeah, now this is my blush brush. So I just a little bit on the brush, on the balls of your cheeks, like apple of your cheek. Just a little bit, both sides. And I go a little bit like this, bring it down. Then I'm going to get my OG mirror to check I haven't gone too crazy. So I think that's quite good. I'm quite happy with that. So now my favourite part, anyone that knows me knows I love highlight. Didn't used to hate highlight. Kind of got swayed when I went up to Liverpool and did my course. This is by Doll Beauty. So Doll Beauty Light Duo. I got the 2-pack. I love the Shine Bright Like a Diamond highlighters. They are my favourite. If you're looking for a highlighter, I recommend this one above anything else. I have MAC, I have other branded highlighters, just don't like them as much. This one's brilliant. So you've got two colours. You've got like a silvery tone or a gold tone. I tend to use the gold tone more, but the silver tone is just as beautiful. I just like more of a bronzed look. But this was something like £25 and you get 2 highlighters out of it. And I got that from dollbeauty.com. Oh. Start at the highest point of your face, so on your cheek. So I'll go about here. And just do circular motions. As you can already see, this highlighter is fantastic. So I'm using the gold one. So I'm using Shine Bright. Oh wait, yeah, I'm using Shine Bright. So some more circular motions, bring it down your cheek. I like to go up here as well. So where, if you look in a mirror and see where the light hits you, mine hits me about here. So I'm just going to go here, a little bit on my brow bone, not much, just sweeping that over. Back to the other side, same place, same movement. Just some circular motions. And then obviously same. And then I angle my brush straight down and I do a little highlight line just on my nose and on the end of my nose, Cupid's bow and chin. Using my Zoeva Petite Eye Blender 223, I use the same highlight and just inner corner of my eye. I feel like it really opens up my eyes, especially if I'm doing something really simple like this. My skin looks really glowy, it goes through everywhere, it kind of matches up. So that's my skin and my eyes and my brows done. Now I'm going to move on to lips. Because I've done such a basic eye, I'm just going to stick to a basic lip. So yeah, my lips are lined, and I'm going to use a fan lip brush by Real Techniques. This brush is amazing for putting lipstick on. I will always use a brush to put lipstick on, just so I'm not transferring anything from my lipsticks to my clients. At the top of my lip, and I bring it down. The beauty of this brush is that it's shaped like your lip, so yeah, that's my lipstick on. My favourite glosses are from Peaches and Cream up in Liverpool. I'm going to use Bambi, which is probably my favourite of the glosses. It's peachy pink, but it just adds to the gloss. So this gloss, I love it. It smells amazing, it smells like sweets, and it just, I don't feel like it's sticky, it just goes on your, yeah, I love it. I'm going to use the budescu, I don't know how you say it, facial spray with aloe, cucumber and green tea. This smells amazing. That's another thing my clients always say they love when I spray this on them for finish. So yeah, that's my full coverage video done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Any other video ideas you want to see, put in the comments. I've just done, obviously this is really basic, focusing just on the skin today. So yeah, thank you for watching.